Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button. Leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a 9 of Swords. This is some despair. I feel like we're in kind of a tight spot right now. You're in a situation where it feels like any direction you move, it's going to kind of hurt. Right? Stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Let's put that card into some context, though. Okay? And it's not a bad card. I mean, it's one of those situations where we would rather know what's going on than just walk into trouble blindly. Okay? So it's good to at least know that we've got this kind of stuff around us, and we've got to be careful with what we do right now. Okay? Yeah, there's the moon energy as well. We've got the Chariot. We've got the Empress. We've got a 6 of Swords. It seems like we've got a plan, right? We've got a plan, but it feels like we're anticipating nothing but pain and danger and suffering going forward. Okay? It could be this is what we are looking for. We're looking for this perfect plan to get out of a situation. We can't see the future. We've got that moon card. It's dark. You're anticipating suffering. Right? We do have the Empress behind us, though. That's interesting. I think this is kind of obviously what we want. We don't want suffering. We want pleasure, right? We want healing. We've got Hermit. We've got Princess of Cups. We've got Art or Temperance, and we've got a 10 of Wands. The good news is I think this situation's almost over. I think that you're getting through the worst of it right now, but I think that you have to be very careful with what you do right now. Okay? We almost can look at this, at the Hanged Man here, as being a different perspective. We maybe have to look at this a different way. Maybe it feels like we're going from something good and we're getting punished with something bad. But maybe if we reverse that Hanged Man, right? And I can do that. It's my show. We can look the other way. We can try to see things from a different perspective and say, yes, maybe we are leaving a situation and it's painful what we're going through now, but maybe it really is for the best. Maybe this isn't a loss and a punishment and a suffering. Maybe this is a triumph. Okay? Maybe this is a triumph. The Chariot card underneath everything, this tells me that you are fortified. You are equipped to handle this situation. This isn't going to devastate you. It feels like it's going to, right? It has this real kind of sense of danger around it. That 9 of Swords, that looks terrible, right? And that's kind of us thinking, boy, this is a cruel, cruel world. Yeah. It's all in our perspective, right? Every doorway is both an exit and an entrance, right? Every finish line is a starting line, okay? And so I think that your decision, whatever you choose to do right now, is very important. I feel like your future really is kind of hanging in the balance here, right? That our future is either, it is going to be what we make it, all right? And so I don't know what you're experiencing now. I don't know if it's some kind of grief. It feels like there's been a separation. Maybe you've experienced a loss in your life. Now, it could be a breakup. It could be the loss, actually, of a mother energy. I'm getting an older female coming in. That might be like mom, grandma, older sibling. It feels kind of maternal, right? So even if it was a sibling, I feel like it's a sibling that's like much older than you and kind of helped raise you. Okay. I feel like it was a painful situation, but it was one that everybody was, like, we knew it was coming. Yeah. So it seemed like it was kind of it was maybe a slow progressing illness. Yeah. And so I think that everybody kind of had time to prepare. Maybe that's part of this Chariot card, part of this fortification, to kind of get ready for this, even though, can you ever really be ready? You know? I don't think we really can. I think we can prepare, but we're never ready. Yeah. And so this is kind of where we are now. I feel that something fell from something recently. I feel like something got knocked off a shelf, but there was nobody there. I kind of do you have something in your house that your mom never liked? I don't know if it's a statue or if it's I don't know if it's a picture or it's a vase or something, but there's something that's on a shelf that, or maybe it's a countertop. But your mom never liked it really, and she'd always say, I wish you'd get rid of that thing, right? It fell from the shelf recently. That was your mom. That was your mom saying, I wish you'd get rid of that thing. It didn't break, right? She's not trying to destroy your stuff. But I feel like she just kind of bumped it off the shelf, as just a way to say, hey, I'm here, and I still want you to get rid of that thing. I don't know what it is. Maybe you're like really into the horror genre or something, and it was just some kind of a figurine or something. And she bumped it off the shelf. That was her. So she's still with you, okay? And I feel like this is something that has happened fairly recently, a few months, maybe a couple of years, but still very recent, right? And I feel like you are in this really kind of painful place where you don't want to move. You feel like any movement now hurts. Yeah. And there's a connection with Bakersfield. Maybe was mom from Bakersfield? Or did she travel there for work? Or maybe you live there or something, but down Southern California, Bakersfield, right? It's just south of Fresno. I used to live right around there. Not in Baco, but a little bit up north. But there's a connection there for you too. Okay, or for mom. Maybe this is a message that there is something for you there, if it's something like going back to Bakersfield, right, or to that area, Southern California area. But right now we're kind of, it's almost like we're hoping, and kind of praying for a plan, for Spirit to give us some answers. Okay, we want this Six of Swords. This is the divine plan. This is certainty. This is like knowing exactly what we need to do now, knowing what road to take. And in a situation that, like what you're in now, which I'm terribly sorry for your loss. I really am sorry. It's hard for us to know what to do. It's hard to want to do anything. It feels like every movement is agony. Every decision we try to make, the thought of going and doing anything is agony. Yeah. And so we wish we had some sort of perfect plan. In the future, kind of looking ahead at life, we see just this card here, this energy, the moon. It's darkness. We don't know what the future will bring. We can't see ourselves doing anything, anywhere. We don't see a future here. It's just black, just darkness. Right? I think that's why your mom's bumping stuff off of the shelves. She wants you to know that she's not gone. Right? That after the transition from this plane of existence, it's not black. Right? It's a higher vibration. If anything, it's more light. Right? That she is in spirit now. It's a higher plane. It's a transcendence. It's a vibration at a higher frequency. It's not gone. It's not black. Yeah. And so the message is kind of like, your future is not black. You still have a lot that you need to do. There's a lot that's necessary for you to accomplish in life. And your mom, now I'm getting a J name somewhere in your family. Maybe mom has the J name. Also, are you an only child? I kind of feel like you're an only child. I feel like there's not a sibling there anywhere, right? Or maybe a sibling has passed too, I don't know. But I feel like you don't have a sibling with you. Okay. The Hanged Man is very crucial. This is kind of things hanging in the balance, right? And this is your future, and I think that we really need to look at this from a different perspective. Not that mom is gone, not that the future is black, but no, look at this other way. Look at this kind of in a way that mom has gone home, right? And that you still have a lot of abundance and pleasure and love and prosperity in your life that you need to go and fulfill. And again, with the Ten of Wands here at the end, I feel like you're very close to having that kind of realization. And I feel as if the worst of it is kind of is over. And it's as dark as it's going to get. Now we just really need to bring in the light. And that's what the Hermit does over here. So let's talk about these cards. And as I do this, I, of course, would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay. The Hermit is the one that discovers the light. Yeah. And so I feel like lately you've been in a little bit of an isolated state. Of course, this feels like a loss, right? And again, I don't feel that there is a sibling with you. I feel like you were an only child. And so there's this kind of hermit energy. There's this feeling of I'm dealing with it on my own. Did you recently write a letter to her? Spirit's telling me that you hand wrote some note for mom. That obviously, you can't give it to her physically, but she knows. She watched you write it. She knows what you want to say. Okay. I think there were some things that were not spoken between the two of you, and it felt like now I'll never get to tell her what I needed to tell her. She knows. She knows. Okay. And what we're looking for now really is this light within us that is going to inspire us now to rise up from this state. And now there's the whole implication of grief here, right? And in no way does the tarot ever tell you to stop grieving, or no one, including myself or any kind of divination system, no one should tell you how to grieve or how long to grieve, right? In some ways, we grieve for the rest of our lives when we have a loss like this. Spirit does want to encourage you, however, to try to shift your perspective. We grieve because we feel that this is a tragedy, that this is, and it is a loss for us. We miss the person in their physical presence. We miss that energy. We miss what comes in through our senses of a person, the sight of them, the sound of them, their voice, right? The feeling of their presence, the smell of their perfume or their cologne or whatever, right? And so we miss that. But we can come to the realization that they are not suffering, that they are not in a dark place, in a bad place, that they are in the Spirit, that they are in light, that they are okay, right? And that they are still here, and they are still present, and they're witnessing current events with you, and sometimes knocking stuff off of the shelf, And I feel like your mom was like that. Like she was a cheerful person, but in a different kind of way, like she would maybe nag and say, I wish you'd throw that thing away. But she was very supportive and very loving, and she's the kind of person that would just kind of take something and put it in the garbage when you weren't looking, if she didn't like it. She's that kind of person. Yeah. So the hermit, anyway, is that time that we spend sequestered, trying to come to terms with what is happening in our lives. And there is light within, there is light within that you will find. And I believe that this connection is still here. And now Spirit's telling me that there is a feather. And I don't think you have the feather yet. I think it is an idea that, and it's kind of a cliche, right? We think of a feather, finding a feather, and that's a loved one trying to communicate with us. I think that's specifically something your mom would do or say, right? That she believed in spirituality, right? I don't know if she did tarot or something, or she did astrology. I don't think she did it like really in depth as a science, but she like maybe read the horoscope in the newspaper kind of thing. And she kind of believed that, white feathers are messages from beyond, that kind of thing. And so she wants you to look for the white feather, because that's going to be how you know that she's there with you. Okay. Did you break a bone in the last, since Mom had passed, you broke a bone, right? A finger, I think. And that's her way of saying that she's with you. She knows about the finger. She knows how you broke it. She knows how you broke it, and she says, be more careful. I don't know what that, I don't know how that happened. I feel like it got stuck in something. I don't know if a window came down on it or something like that. Or something kind of fell on the finger and broke it. Well, she was there, right? She was there. Okay, the Princess of Cups here in the position of the environment. Look for those signs, symbols, and synchronicities, right? Look for the things that are out of place. Look for the white feathers, Look for those subtle ways that Spirit communicates. Okay. And also this card is kind of telling me that you still have a lot of potential. This is a Princess of Cups, right? It's a young energy. That you still have a lot of life ahead of you to live. That you still have a lot of dreams for you to realize and fulfill. Okay. And we've got fire here. Of course, we've got the art or temperance card. It's really... in some ways, the temperance card here is saying that a good way to get out of this mode and to rise up from this kind of darkness and this hanged man energy is to continue with your work, to get back to some of your intense activities, get back to your creativity, get back to what you have been, working on. Getting the feeling that you're a musician, yeah. And so that fire energy with that Ten of Wands is kind of Spirit's way of saying, get back to the creative process. Right? Because I feel like since this happened, you kind of don't have an interest in anything. Spirit's saying, get back to it. Get back to it, and that's going to help you kind of to connect everything together. Right? We think of creativity and your interests and your plans are over there. Our grief is over here. Spirit's over there. No, everything is connected. So our grief, our creativity and Spirit and Mom, we're all one energy, right? So we can connect with Spirit. We can process our grief. We can connect with Mom again through that creative process. If that's what it is. It feels like there's something musical in your life, yeah? Maybe it's listening to music, but I feel like there's a guitar or something that you play, or something like that, a stringed instrument. Yeah. The Ten of Wands is also saying that this is the end of this period of energy for you, that you are coming out of this mode, right? And I realized that we never picked the mystery card. I just got right into all this energy. A lot came through. So let's select the mystery card now. And then what we can do is a couple of, we can talk about those cards. And then we could do a couple of inspirational cards or oracle cards or affirmation cards. And we'll put this one right here with Tiny Bob Ross. If you think you know what that card might be, put it down in the comments if you want. Here we've got the Six of Pentacles, and we've got, the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles was upside down. So let's leave it upside down and talk about it as being the release of something that we're clinging to and the acceptance of this manifestation, the Six of Pentacles, our earthly success and well-being and sense of harmony, our sense of connection in the world, right? With the Hermit and with this water energy, Hanged Man, the Moon, it kind of has this withdraw feeling from life. Well, these cards are saying let go of it and re-engage. Connect with the world again. Yeah. Let's do one of the language of flowers. We'll do one of these, and then we'll do one of the botanical inspiration cards. So from the language of flowers, the Lenten rose, protection, conserve what you have, save a little. All right, well, that's very helpful. Protection, I think, is important too, and this is part of this hermit energy, right? Trying to protect this light that we have inside of us, trying to protect the memory, trying to protect the bond that we had with this person. And I feel like it's kind of, you don't want to engage in all of this other business, all this other work and creativity because you don't want to lose the connection. You don't want to lose those memories. You want to hang on to your feelings, even if those feelings are grief, because that keeps you connected with this person. It keeps it fresh. It keeps them, closer in a way, right? And I get that. That makes sense. Now let's select a botanical inspiration card, and then we'll look at that mystery card. The Lilac. First, emotions of love. Love is the magician that pulls man out of his own hat. Well, that's very interesting when we think of a mother energy, right? Being pulled out of our own hat. Those are the first emotions of love, right? Any child, I think. I don't want to say any because there are exceptions to every rule, but a child's first experience of love is usually through the maternal energy, right? When my daughter was born, that's the first experience that my daughter ever had, was being born, right? And then immediately right onto mom's, chest there, skin to skin, like the first kind of bond, the first experience of love and protection even, right? That other card. That's our first experience of love and protection, usually anyway. Love is the magician that pulls man out of his own hat. Well, I think now it's time for us to pull ourselves out of our own hat and begin this next phase of our life. Yeah, let's look at the mystery card now. If you have a prediction for this, go ahead, put it down in the comments. Yeah, let's see what we come up with. I'm not going to speculate on this one. I don't know what it's going to be. If anything, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on this one. We're gonna see what it is. All right. Oh, the Justice or Adjustment card. The Balances, right? And we said that this is kind of this is like a turning point. This is a big event in your life, and I think your future really is kind of hanging here with the Hanged Man, hanging in the balance, right? That it really is going to. It all comes down to the choice that you make right now and what you do and how you can bring all of this energy together in a healthy and productive way. And there are resources out there. Activate your support system. Make contact with any kind of counseling or groups of people that you can associate with that are local to you or even online that are there to support you. Okay, there is a lot of support out there for us to take advantage of. Okay, and this is part of that energy. But I really think that you've got to focus on your future, and Mom wants you to do that. And she's going to keep knocking stuff off the shelf until you pay attention, I think. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading. If you would like to stick around for that, there's a link in the corner. There's a link back there at the end of the video. There's a link at the bottom. in the video description. Yeah. New readings for Scorpio every Wednesday and Saturday. But I'm here every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. You can come back, see me again tomorrow. Okay, I will be here. If you haven't subscribed yet, well, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know that you're all right. And let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.